gonna have to call 911 after this episode. I'm gonna keep professional right now. But we're gonna talk. Let's start with.
You want to air laundry? We spent 5 minutes arguing about my coasters. Michelle doesn't like my coasters.
Bro,
apparently they're tiny.
It's a small size coaster.
It's a normal size coaster. You just have a gallon water bottle. But don't be going at me in my coasters, man. I pay money for those.
Bro, it doesn't fit my thing.
That's your fault.
I felt so bad. I think you looked at me when I put it on the table.
It's the Football Prophets.
What's up today, Ep5 family? Welcome back to Football Prophets, where two friends talk all things American soccer. I am your host, Michelle, and I'm here with my friend, Coach David. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing well, Michelle. How about yourself today?
Doing good. Excited about the show. Just a little tired, but we're here to kick it and talk about some soccer, man.
For sure, these 8 a.m. record times, they're rough, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
But I'm feeling my age now, waking up, but it's all good. But we have a great show today, and as always, we have it breaking down in 3 different parts. We're going to be touching on LAFC for our first part versus Portland, and we're also going to cover Orlando and Cincinnati, go in deep review about that. For our second part, what we're going to do is touch on the rest of the games. And as we know, Minnesota was the only team that didn't play this week. They have a soccer bye week. That's what we'll call it.
That's what happens when you have 29 teams. Not every team can play every week.
We should create a team, man. We should just create our own team. The Mason Snakes.
Man, I don't want to be the next Chicago Fire. All right.
I think we'll do great. You and me can take a team up. I mean, I'll be the GM. You'll be the coach. We'll be all right. But and our Part 3, that's where we cover all business. We're going to talk about the She Believes Cup. We'll talk about the Concacaf U17 Championship. Child Protégé of the Week. This is where I'm really excited. Coach David always has a great player he brings out for us. And then we're going to have some early MVP prediction here. Just to, early prediction. We might be wrong, but who cares?
Fair enough.
All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and kick it off with LAFC and Portland, which was a pretty good game. Talk to me about it, Coach. What you got for us?
It was a really good competitive game that had every chance of ending 6-0, right? Like
for sure.
There's not many games where a team is up 3-0, that being LAFC early in the second half, and then you still don't know who's going to win come the end of the game. Yeah. Right? That's a rare situation we're in. But let's just do a quick recap of that. Well, as quick as we can. There were 5 goals in this thriller. Ended 3-2 in favor of LAFC. In favor of LAFC.
Yeah.
And out the gate, it was pretty much all LAFC.
For sure.
I wrote down in the 4th minute, Bawanga, he looked really dangerous. He had a good bit of interchange play and pushed a shot just wide. 4 minutes in, he's already close to a goal in.
Yeah.
And then it was all LAFC. Portland, they looked like children amongst men. It was rough for them, especially when it comes to corner kicks. Now, first corner kick of the game for LAFC ends in a goal mouth scramble. Goal. Yes. Second corner kick of the game for LAFC. Goal mouth scramble. Goal. But referee called a foul in the build-up.
Yeah, he was called,
which I don't think was a foul looking at it. I think he had every right to get to that ball. I think that should have stood. But still, 1-0. Third corner kick of the game for LAFC. Goal mouth scramble. Comes out to... Who do I have it coming out to? Opoku, who ends up doing a quick little move and gets fouled in the box by Moreno.
Yeah, penalty.
Yeah. Vela converts because that's what Vela does. 2-0. And that was just early on. I mean, we're talking 33 minutes into this game.
Yeah.
There should have been 3 goals.
Yeah, but
it was looking bad for Portland.
For sure.
They end up holding on up until half, 2-0. It was starting to look a little better for Portland. But really their first dangerous play of the game came in the 4th minute of added time in the first half.
Yeah, like right before the half, yeah.
Yeah, and it was by Loria. It was incredibly done by the would-be backup goalkeeper for LAFC, McCarthy. But he ball came over. It was a quick-timed header. McCarthy shut down the angle. It came off his shoulder. Was about to go out for a corner kick, and McCarthy got his wits about him and quickly did a quick dive to push the ball off the line.
Yeah.
Keep it in play. His defense did the rest, so there was no more danger. Just very well done and athletically done for him not to allow a corner there, which was pretty impressive. Then going into the second half, it was, again, the LAFC show. 52nd minute, there was a quick transition play, 4v3 inside the box for LAFC, and Opoku gets his goal. Now, Opoku is playing in a position for this LAFC team that no one knew what was going to happen, right? Chicho Arango left their talismanic number 9. No one knows what was going to happen there, who they're going to get. Are they going to get Aubameyang in? Are they going to allow this kid Opoku to play, who has been with the club for a few years and got discovered there? And he took his moment, and he looked good. I mean, he drew the penalty. He got this goal. He looked good in this game.
Yeah.
And so far at this point, the only player looking good for Portland is Eric Williamson, who I love. I think he's a great kind of defensive-minded midfielder who can also go up. He's a bit of a pure 8.
Yeah.
I have him in the picture for the U.S. men's national team next World Cup, probably as a backup, but I'm high on him. But he was looking good. And then a distant second was Evander, their new number 10 signing.
Yeah.
As well as Chara, who kind of plays in that central mid. So their center mids did all right, but everywhere else, man, it was pitiful for Portland there. And then in the 63rd minute, Portland decided to do a triple substitution, which
that's when things change.
Yeah, well, when you look at the names that came in, Mabiala, Bravo, Paredes, you're thinking this is very, very defensive.
Yeah.
And you don't quite understand why, if you're losing 3-0, are you going to bring in 2 pure defenders and 1 player that can go both ways?
Don't want it to be 6-0.
Right? And you're just thinking, man, you're really just trying to go for damage control, and that's not a good sign when an MLS club tries to do that, right? Yeah. But it kind of allowed them to push a little higher up. It allowed Mosquera to play a little higher up the field. They're kind of more of a wing back role, right back. And the goals quickly came. In the I'm sorry, that was the 59th minute, by the way. I said 63rd. 59th minute was that substitution. Yeah. And then come the 62nd minute, so 3 minutes later, Evander's on a good breakaway. Ball gets played to Evander. He does a beautiful dummy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah.
Or, sorry, the dummy was left for Evander.
Yeah.
And by Paredes, who's the sub. Instant impact there. And Evander put it in the back of the net, make it 3-1.
Yeah.
And then at that point, LAFC decided, all right, 80th minute, we're going to make some defensive subs of our own.
Yeah.
They took off Chiellini, and they brought in Aaron Long. Aaron Long is could be one of the best defenders in this league. Chiellini's getting older, so it's kind of fresher legs, still keeping one of the highest defenders in the game on the field.
Is this just me, or does Chiellini look a little bit like Ginobili from the Spurs in the back?
I could see it.
Yeah, I
feel like Ginobili looks a little like Chiellini. Is how it should go.
Maybe, but there's
a little respect on Chiellini's name.
Oh, come on, yo. Ginobili's like, let's not get basketball into this. Keep going.
But yeah, so they make that sub in the 80th minute, and you're like, all right, they're going to hold on. And then 84th minute, Paredes off of a corner kick. There's another goal mouth scramble and an accidental bicycle kick assist from Fakase.
Yeah.
Essentially what happened was, in that scramble, the ball came to him. He tried to bike it into the net.
Oh, yeah.
It was a little off target. It fell Paredes' feet, and he just put it in.
I remember that,
right? So it wasn't meant to be an assist, but it was a beautiful assist at the end of the day. That brought it 3-2 with about 6 minutes left in that game.
That's when things got serious.
Yeah. And this game was physical. There were 5 yellow cards in this game, 3 in the first half. So it was physical out the gate.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen so many substitutions in one game. I believe there were 7, 8 substitutions, which is a lot. Both teams using all but one of their subs allotted. And when you're talking about these type of games where you're really routing a team, you expect one team to make more subs than the other, not both of them to make mass amounts of subs, because you expect the team that's in cruise control to stay in cruise control. So when it gets changed up like that, there's something there. Like, managers were making their money today.
Dude, hey, that's actually, I'm going to bring that up here with the Cincinnati game as well, but I really thought that was a good game. I was really excited about it because, as you know, I'm kind of picking LAFC to repeat. So they showed that they can be good, but they also showed that they can make a lot of defensive mistakes that can allow people back in games. So, but they're a pretty good team, man. I think we were talking about it. They could play with anybody. So I see them making it far, but that game kind of scared me a little bit.
They're one of those teams that will never get blown out by a team, and they will blow teams out of the water, right? It's going to be interesting to see how that defense does shore up. Does Aaron Long end up coming in as a full-time starter? Does Chiellini take more of a bench role?
Should.
It's.
I mean, he did provide him with a goal.
He did, but he didn't
any center back could do that.
I mean, it was a goal mouth scramble, right? Like, he reacted to it, but really he was the third guy that probably should have put the ball in the net on that play.
Yeah, you're right.
It was just a mess. It wasn't like a bit of skill.
Everybody kick it.
It just fell to his foot and he put it in the net. It was good. I mean, fair enough.
Let's all kick it.
But
just move your leg.
It was a goal mouth scramble.
You
just had to be a bull in a china shop to put that one in.
I could have scored that, huh?
You know what?
See, this is where the disrespect starts. You could have just said yes, so we move on. But let's keep going.
I'm on air, man. I can't just put out bull's eyes into this world.
You don't think I'll score that goal?
If you want to ask me privately, I'll hype you up.
Do you think you can score that goal?
Do I think I could have scored that goal? Absolutely not.
Why?
First off, I would have to be on an MLS team.
Well, let's
so there's that.
What do you think?
I'm not gonna hop the fence from the stadium and just run in there,
bro. You understand that's like an hypothetical question, right? I'm not just randomly.
I'm just saying, for him to score that goal, he has had to put in a lot of work in the rest of his life that we didn't put in.
I take that. I'll take that. All right, cool. Anything you want to add on there on the Portland and LAFC game for us, Coach?
No, I think I'm good.
Think you're good. All right, awesome. Well, let me pull my notes up. I brought a notebook this time. But
old school,
man. We gotta keep it like that. Let me. And this is like eating a lot of space. I gotta churn it. Give me 1 second.
Do you just want me to start?
No, I got it. I'm gonna start. I got it.
What a professional,
man. All right, cool. So, Cincinnati FC and Orlando. I'm just gonna start right off the gate. Say this was kind of a boring game. Very back and forth-ish. I mean, not in a bad way. Not like they were like creating a lot of opportunity, but it was just kind of like just a game. They was just kind of Portland had the ball. Don't create anything. Cincinnati gets it back, doesn't create anything. Then they create something, then they don't. Cincinnati came right off the bat. Acosta played really good. Acosta seemed like he was all over the place. Like everywhere you heard his name all over the place. So that's a player I'm excited about. He was all over the place. Minute 1, he creates an opportunity that's wasted. Cincinnati should have capitalized on that, but didn't. The first 5 minutes, Cincinnati came out firing out the cylinders. They were just pushing the ball up. I think they had like 3 or 4 shots by minute 5 or something like that to go. And then Orlando kind of made some adjustment. The coach, which I'm about to bring up his name, made a lot of defensive adjustment. The midfielder dropped a little bit back, so those passing lanes started closing a little bit faster for Cincinnati. The midfield wasn't as comfortable as the first 5 minutes of the game, so it became a really challenging game. Both teams now kind of matched up a little bit, and then the game kind of balanced each other out, and then it just kind of died from there, and that was the rest of the game. Really, nothing exciting happened. Orlando. I'm excited about Gonzalez that was playing on the left side of Orlando. Pretty good player, young player, 21. He's playing really good. He created some opportunities for them. Excited about him to just see his journey in the MLS. But other than that, dude, you had to pick like a player that you were like, hey, I'm excited to see this player. He was just a kind of back and forth exchange.
I wanted to
really
see
happening.
a lot more from Facundo Torres.
Yeah,
and he was just non-existent.
Wasn't he taken out?
He was subbed.
Yeah. He was subbed like in before the half, right?
No, he was subbed in the 60th minute.
60th minute. Okay, cool. Maybe 65th minute. I have it right in front of me here. But 60th minute. You're right. That 65th minute is someone else. But
speaking of a game with a lot of subs, this game used all 10.
Yes, they went like 3-3. And then I was like, this is a sub fest. But I also thought this game is about to change. They're bringing new legs. Let's see what happens. And nothing happened.
Nothing changed.
Nothing.
It is important to note. So there was a double substitution for Orlando at halftime.
Yeah.
Johnson and Araujo came in for Schlegel and Pereira.
Yeah.
And then they had a sub in the 60th minute. They had a sub in the 65th minute and a sub in the 71st minute.
Yeah.
They used all their subs pretty early.
Yes.
They have a Concacaf Champions League game coming up.
That's what
so they were resting their players, trying to get players healthy. So they were not full squad, and FC Cincinnati was full squad. So it's a little worrying there.
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. Is I said FC Cincinnati clearly was a better team on the pitch, but I have to give a lot of credit to Oscar Alexander Pereira Gomez. I had to say his full name. That's the coach,
also known as Oscar Pereira, but sure.
I like the Oscar Alexander Pereira Gomez. We're gonna go with that. But I think he really earned his money coaching yesterday. There was some adjustment being made that you'll just notice, especially like I said, after the first 5 minutes, everything. Because right off the gate, I was like, Cincinnati's winning this game. Cincinnati's winning this game. Like 5 minutes in, Cincinnati's winning.
And they should have.
Yeah.
They should have. There were some golden opportunities missed.
Yeah.
The best one in my mind, there was a 70-yard diagonal ball up to Acosta from Barreal. One of the best passes I've seen maybe ever, but definitely so far this season in MLS. An incredible ball from Barreal, who is playing. They changed his position up. He's playing left wing back. He was more of a left forward. So they changed his position up, and he suited in beautifully there. But yeah, hits that beautiful ball to Acosta. Acosta in stride, now one-on-one with the goalkeeper, not a defender on him. And it's one of the worst shots I've seen Acosta take. And it goes wide, and it's just dribbling, bouncing.
I saw that. I did see that. Yeah. That was a miss because the angle he took, the goal, he
took it too wide first. And then he tried to put it back onto the far post, and he just didn't have the angle. But the shot itself was weak.
The first touch was a good touch, though. When he had that. I remember that now. Yeah,
but I couldn't help but think that week 18 Acosta will be putting that in the back of the net, right?
Yeah, I got to ramp up the work. But yeah, I really love him. There wasn't a lie with this game, man. When I was writing notes, it was like I had to be picky about certain things. It was like, do I want to write this? A corner, free kick. But there was a mistake almost made by one of the goalies. I think he was, which goalie was it? Me with my note.
I'm thinking, if we're on the same page, I'm thinking it's Celentano, the FC Cincinnati goalkeeper.
Yeah, almost made
out the back.
Horrible mistake there that almost allowed a goal in, but put my notepad back down. Feels nice. But yeah, that was it for the game, man. I don't know if you saw anything that I didn't see. I predicted that it will go 1-0 because I didn't really think that Cincinnati can blow them out. I think last time we spoke, I was like, I think it'll be a 1-0 fair, but ended up being a nil, man. They get each 1 point. They move on.
So yeah, this is kind of what we get. The week before game start, we make our prediction for what the game of the week is going to be.
Yeah.
2 games of the week is going to be. And this is one that we had highlighted, and it was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we highlighted the LAFC Portland game,
and that was amazing.
A classic.
I mean, we got 4 amazing games last week. We get 1 right this week. I mean, we getting something right.
We're working on it. We're changing the formula a little bit.
Hey, we getting more. Our percentage of being successful at this is higher than Steph Curry 3-point shot. So I'm good.
That's a random fact, but all right.
I'm just saying, if we only missed 1, I mean, that we're good.
All right, fair enough.
We're good. Anything else you want to add on this, Coach? Because that's all I have for us there.
No, I'm good here. I'm good.
All right, awesome. That does it for our first part. I hope that Cincinnati kind of gives us, we live in Cincinnati, so I want to see some exciting, firing game that will push me to go watch them live. So hopefully they provide that and I'm able to go see it. But that's it for our first part. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. All right. All right, and we are back here for our part 2. We are going to be touching on the rest of the game here, and we're just going to kind of go through it and talk about what happened, scores, things that we want to touch on, and maybe highlights that we want to bring up, certain goals that were scored. And I want us to open up with New England and Houston. What you got for us there, Coach?
New England doing New England things here. And Houston doing Houston things, also known as playing possum, laying down and just dying.
But we love Houston. We've been there. I mean, I've been there. It's nice.
It was nice to see in this game. Bobby Wood got on the score sheet, former U.S. international. He was a lot of people thought he was going to be a bright star for this U.S. men's national team.
Yeah.
And he never was. So it was nice to see him. He was with the RSL when he came back to the league from Germany, and now he's with New England. And it was good to see him get some minutes and put the ball in the net. But in the 42nd minute, Borrero scored. 53rd minute, Bobby Wood scored. And 65th minute, Brandon Bai scored. Bai's goal was, I liked it. It wasn't anything special.
Mm-hmm.
It took a bit of a deflection, I think, but it was a good, really well-worked team goal there.
Yeah.
That got to him and put the ball in the net, and that sealed the game. But really, against this Houston team, the first goal seals the game, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
He scored one goal that sealed
every goal was sealing the game.
Yeah. So, but no, it was a professional performance. 3 decent goals. Fairly early in a game.
Yes.
Like middle of the game. So, no, it was well done by New England. They deserve their plaudits.
All right. What are the chances that Houston is dead last?
89%.
I went with 91, but yeah.
It's not
2 more percent.
H-Town is not looking good right now.
All right, awesome. So let's move on to Miami and Philly. Miami and Philly. Philly is a really good team. How's your boy doing? I haven't really watched him a lot. The newcomer for Miami,
Giacomo,
the forward.
Joseph Martinez. Yeah, Joseph Martinez. I thought you were talking about
no, Joseph
different player entirely.
Yeah,
but he's there. He's existing.
That's the best compliment.
I don't know. All right, so
he's a forward. He's existing.
He is, yeah.
He's alive.
He's there.
He's alive.
He's started both games for the team, and he hasn't put the ball in the net.
He's alive.
That's rare for Joseph when we're talking peak form Joseph.
I've told you that Joseph is never coming back.
Well, you also said, 15 goals for him, which would be pretty close to back for a lot of goals.
I said 14. I think he's going to ramp up. Guys, don't put words in my mouth.
My bad. Okay. A top 5 goal scorer in the league. That's all. Not back. But no, so they looked all right. They got 2 goals in this game to beat Philadelphia, who looked really good in week 1. And they were okay goals. John's goal was a shot from outside the box. It was kind of off a broken up play, and he just pounced on it, took a hit. And then Taylor's goal wasn't anything special, but again, it was a professional performance. 32nd minute, 77th minute, about halfway through each half, right? A little over. And you like to see that from a coach, that you're not just pushing goals in late in games, right? You like to see goals be spread out. You like to see that dominance over the course of 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And Miami did that against a team that I honestly thought would whoop them. So, good for them.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely. I was kind of stung. I really thought Philly was gonna go ahead and, just take the win.
Do Philadelphia thing and score a touchdown.
Yeah. So, but hey, it is what it is. This is what the beauty of soccer is, man. So let's move on to Columbus and Dallas. Columbus,
DC
FC, DC United.
Yes.
What do I always mess those up?
I don't know. You did that last week
too. They're both
too.
in Dallas?
No.
DC is Washington. Is it the D? Maybe.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I didn't.
All right. But moving on. Zelarayan looked really good this game. Scored 2 pretty nice goals.
Yeah.
10th minute, 44th minute. First half, game secured. Close it out. DC United, again, Benteke not doing much. So we'll see what happens there. But I think I'm looking pretty good on the bus train there.
Yeah. My brain is not here right now. But yeah.
Moving on then.
Let's move on. All right, so this is a game that I'm actually excited about. We were really high on this game. The New York Red Bulls and then Nashville. We were really high on this game, but ended up being nil. What you got for us there?
Yeah, it was 0-0. It's two teams that I would have assumed would be 6 goals combined.
Yes.
The way they play, they both love to play very attacking, fluid games. But there was 3 shots on target, all for Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Nashville didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It was just. It wasn't great.
It just
wasn't great.
I just believe in Nashville.
New York looked better than Nashville for sure.
But I still believe in Nashville. I really still do. And they have a new owner too, right? In Giannis, that bought part of the team.
I think all the brothers bought into it. I think it's the Antetokounmpo Bros is what they're calling themselves.
Yeah, but I think Giannis is obviously the biggest name. Yeah, but
it's definitely the longest name.
Yeah. But I don't think he has the longest name out of all the brothers. I think one of them is like Cantos or something. I don't know, but
it's definitely one of the longest names in ownership in MLS.
Yeah, but I'm still high on Nashville for sure. So let's move on and go to Atlanta and Toronto. I'm excited about Atlanta this year. I'm really excited about Atlanta, and I think we all know why when I'm saying that. So the World Cup champion being there, excited about them. But what you got for us on their game, Coach, on Atlanta and Toronto there? 1-1, by the way.
Yeah, it was 2 quick goals. And well, not quick in terms of when the game started, but back-to-back goals.
Yeah.
Bernardeschi found the net in pretty spectacular fashion.
Yeah.
It was quick counterattack. Ball came to him. He carried it about 20 yards and just took a rip and put it down to the keeper's right.
Yeah.
And Guzan didn't have a chance at it. And then 8 minutes later, Rosetta for Atlanta put the ball in. 1-1. The game stayed that way.
So
the key takeaway for me here is he's back. Or he's here. Maybe not back because he was never here before. But Giacomakis, their DP center forward that they brought in, that we were both hyped on. His visa has gone through.
Yeah.
He trained the day before, so his first practice with the team was the day before this game.
Mm-hmm.
And he still got a couple minutes in, and he looked okay.
That's good.
He was on the field when their goal happened. He wasn't really involved, but he was there. So you could say that might be a difference maker, right? When a forward comes on and your team scores.
Yeah.
My dog is having allergies like crazy right now.
Yeah, I keep looking at her.
In case y'all wondering what's going on, there's no ghost. We're not haunted. It's just my dog.
It's just a ghost talking with us. But so kind of feel the same way as well. All right, so that's it for that game for Atlanta and Toronto. So let's talk about the Montreal game. They played against Austin. Montreal and Austin, and I believe the score was 1-0, and that goal came in about the 88th minute. What you got for us there?
Yeah, Maxi Urruti, good player, puts the ball in. I thought Giassi Zardes should have done better with a couple of his looks. I think that probably should have been 2-0. Yeah, Austin did what they needed to do. They really needed a win, right?
Yeah,
after last week against St. Louis, they needed a win and they got a win. So good on them.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So we're moving on to Chicago and New York City. Chicago, they got a point.
They did.
Got a point.
They did.
They got a point. 1-1, ended 1-1. Kind of scored in the 75th minute by Fabian Herbers, I think. But what you got for us there?
Not much more than that. This is a game I did not expect Chicago to be able to,
even get a point.
Yeah, and I mean, for most of the game they were down, right?
Yeah.
Gabby Pereira's goal, really nice goal there. 39th minute, and then Chicago equalized in the 75th minute and held on.
Yeah.
I didn't see it for them. I just didn't see that happening, and so good on them. Hold on, I'm gonna take care of my dog really quick.
Okay, no problem. So as we're doing that, we're just gonna go ahead and keep moving here and talk about the newcomers, St. Louis, who played Charlotte, and that game. Something weird happened again. So St. Louis second game right off the gate, being the newbies, winning a game in a great fashion, winning 3-1 in that game. They did get a lot of help from the other team again, but still winning the game, and that's their second game of the season, and they're still blowing. I still blowing my mind that they're getting their second win. And then there's a stat actually I was looking at yesterday that if you start the season 2-0, there's a 78% chance that you make it to the playoffs or something like that.
I think it was 79, but
what are 78, 79? We really gonna get into that, bro?
I mean, you went for 15 and 14. You get into semantics.
All right, you had to get me back on that, but yo, what are the chances that St. Louis makes it to the playoff?
78-79%. No, right. I think it's less than that.
Go ahead. What you got for us on that game, Coach?
What is going on?
I think she may want to go outside or something like that.
We'll wrap this section up and I'll take care of herself. Listeners, you might have to push through for another 5 minutes of dog.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, Sandy, you want to come say hi? Sandy, you want to come say hi? You want to come say hi?
All right, well, we got to move on with this. Right. This is too much dead air. But no, you said St. Louis got a lot of help from Charlotte, and they did.
Yes.
An own goal to put them up.
The first goal,
to equalize, rather. It was an own goal by Tulioma. Yeah. And then a penalty kick. There was a handball in the box.
Yes.
Lowen puts it in. And then to make it 3-1, another pass from a defender to their striker. Klaus takes it, turns, and chips the keeper.
That's what you got to do.
I got to get this done.
That's what you got to do, man. And then I was actually joking about it. I'm like, St. Louis did a lot of homework. They just went ahead and got a lot of nice forwards that people like so they can get the ball passed to them and then score goals. That's a good tactic. I like that. But they got a lot of help. Nonetheless, they got to win. On the win column, 6 point up. Nobody thought this will happen. I did say that they may have like the new team effect where they're new and they want to. What are so? Another question here as you're coming back and you have just your dog shedding all over you.
Yeah, but this is crazy. Right?
Yeah, but so what are the chances that you think the coach in that locker room is saying, "Bro, we can be the first team to come in and win this all out"? What are the chances you think that he's using that as a coach?
Very little.
Very little. You think he's probably being realistic with it?
I think he is.
Just want to have a good season.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, but you want to temper emotions and
because
expectations.
they're not that great team all over.
They're not, and you don't want them to be too hyped. You want them to have confidence, but you don't want it to be a point
Like,
where
and
if they do get 3 losses in a row this season,
it breaks their confidence.
what happens? Yeah, right. You don't want them to think that they are it and it's guaranteed.
And then when they see that they're not, you're right. Okay, cool. Well, let's move on to another game. We kind of stayed too long on that one. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Dallas and my team in LA Galaxy. So the score on that, I gotta pull that up here. So LA and Dallas, but Dallas won. I know that
3-1.
So I'm not really too happy right now. But go ahead, talk about how my team got beat, Coach.
Jesus Ferreira, who is one of yours for.
I don't like him right now. He beat my team, but I got the points.
But yeah, he scored. He scored 2 goals that game. And Velasco, the young central mid, he got the first goal for Dallas to equalize, and then Ferreira came through with 2 fairly nice goals. I would give them both 7 or 8 out of 10s, and did it. But the big thing here for me is Dejan Joveljic getting the start because Chicharito is out injured, and he put the ball in the net, right?
Yeah.
It's what you need from him, and he did it. So I hope that he continues while Chicharito is out.
Yes.
And forces their coach to make them play with 2 strikers up top.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that'll be great.
It's what most people are calling for, and it just isn't happening. So
that'll be great.
Hopefully he keeps form going and forces it to have him and Chicharito together.
Yeah, like you can't deny it anymore. All right, so let's touch on Colorado and SKC. I think that's your favorite team, right? SKC?
Absolutely not. I mean, they're kind of like Joseph Martinez. They exist right now. Like, I don't feel any type of way.
You gotta say all that.
It was 0-0. You thought that the young kid for Colorado striker Yappy had his goal, and he didn't. So that happened, and then there really wasn't much about this game. It was just it existed kind of like how SKC it existed.
For that, you said,
and SKC took a lot of shots, right?
Yeah.
Well, both teams took shots. So there was 12 shots total for Colorado. Of those 12, or 13 shots for Colorado, rather. Of those 12, 4 were on target.
Mm-hmm.
SKC, on the other hand, had 17 total shots.
Yes.
6 were blocked by defenders, but 11 of which found the target.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. And for you to put 11 shots on target, I don't know how you don't score, but a majority of their shots came from outside the box.
It's SKC, that's how they don't score. Yeah.
I was really hoping Willie Agata would score this week, but he hasn't, so I'm still waiting on that. I think once he starts scoring, he's going to find the back of the net on a regular basis. But
we also got to know this is pretty early in the season.
It is.
A lot of things some things are going to turn around as we keep going. So
you hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Because I don't want to sit through another one of those.
Yeah. All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and move on to your Sounders playing against RSL, winning that game again. The Sounders look like they could go this time.
Man, this
Herbert.
This was Eber. Yeah, it was impressive again. I mean, it wasn't the 4-0 win, but it was 2-0 against RSL, who in points of this game looked actually really good. They were really organized defensively.
Yeah.
They actually really shocked me early on in this game. But man, this might be the best I've ever seen Seattle play.
They're on form.
And that says a lot for a team that's won a Shield, has won the MLS Cup twice, has won I think 3 U.S. Open Cups, has won the Champions League. To say that this is the best I've seen them play, that's a scary thought. And also to say that with them not having Rui Diaz in the lineup yet, man.
How many games did they play in the Clubs World Cup? Just one?
Just the one in the World Cup.
I was going to say, I think that maybe helped a little bit, just kind of getting like a competitive game.
I told you I thought it would. I thought a high-end competitive game, and they were in Spain for all their preseason, so they were playing high-end teams. Yeah. They lost every single preseason game. but they were
But
playing.
yeah, you were
really
playing.
good teams.
Yeah. So that kind of gets you ready for that. But they were looking good, man. What are the chances that they go all the way?
Definitely better than I would say St. Louis's chances of making the playoffs are.
That says
something.
nothing.
That
That
says
says
something.
not.
9 teams from each side make the playoffs. Only one team wins everything. So to say that they have better odds of winning everything than a team has of qualifying, that says something.
They're like a new baby team, though. So, all right, cool. So let's go ahead and that is a lot.
I could make a new dog.
That is a lot.
I hope this doesn't come on air, but like,
That's a lot.
my God,
All right, let's go
I'm
ahead
gonna
and
have
move.
to change on our next break.
Let's go ahead and move on and go to San Jose and Vancouver. Which Vancouver kind of scored early, and then San Jose say, "Not today, bro." What happened there?
So this was a game I was actually really excited for. I think these two teams, when they play, they might not be the best two teams in the league by any margin, but I think they're relatively even teams and can really put on performances.
Yeah.
So yeah, Schoff, the midfielder for Vancouver, scores early, 17th minute.
Yes.
And then that stays for about the first 2/3 of the game.
Yes.
And then Jeremy Abobasi scores a good header in the 68th minute. And then he assists Akapo in the 77th minute.
All that in the
Akapo, the
span
new
of like
player.
10 minutes just to get 2 goals in.
Yeah, so it was well done there. It was exciting play in the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot more to say about that, but yeah, I thought this would be a fun game, and it was a fun game.
It was. Well, look at that. We reached all the games for our second part. If we don't have nothing to add on your end, Coach, I got nothing to add. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Maybe take Sandy out, and then
Take her out, get a quick change of clothes, and then get good to go.
This would be great. This would be our first episode where we get like a change of clothes in the middle of the episode. So let's do it. First time for everything.
Fair enough.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back, gang. And we're back, FP family, for a third and final part of the show where we talk about all business. We're still waiting on you guys to hit us up on our email, messaging us on Twitter, but that's okay. We'll just move on with what we have on today. We'll talk
should
about.
Tell them how to hit us up.
I'll do that at the end. Don't jump on my thing.
Is it bad
man.
to say it more
This
than once?
is my intro. I'm like
profitspod@gmail.com.
I think we're gonna have to call 911 after this episode. I'm gonna keep professional right now, but we're gonna talk. Let's start
Now, if
with.
you want to air laundry, we spent 5 minutes arguing about my coasters. Michelle doesn't like my coasters.
Bro,
Apparently, they're tiny.
It's a small size coaster.
It's a normal size coaster. You just
I
have a
didn't know.
gallon water bottle. But don't be going at me in my coasters, man. I pay money for those.
Bro, it doesn't fit my thing.
That's your fault.
I felt so bad. I think you looked at me when I put it on the table. I'm like, bro, I need a regular size coaster for my
A
big
regular
bottle.
size coaster does not fit a gallon water bottle. This is
I'm
regular.
balancing it on a baby coaster right now. I need 2 coasters.
Normal coaster size. We're good. It's average. It fits. It's there. It's beautiful. It works.
Look at the coaster this man is giving me for this bottle. This don't work. I need give me a blanket or something.
Man, I can't believe we're about to spend more time talking about coasters than we will the women's national team. This is sad. This is our professional.
You didn't have to say that. Well, let's talk about the She Believes Cup. Let's just dive in. That was a good transition there.
Yeah, smooth professionals.
Yeah, let's
We
do
got
it.
this. So She Believes Cup, it is essentially a precursor tournament to the Women's World Cup, which is coming up. And it's 4 teams. They essentially play round robin. So each team plays 3 times, one group. Whoever has the most points at the end of the group stages wins the tournament, right?
Yeah.
So in this is the U.S., Japan, Brazil, and Canada. All 4 are dominant teams or countries
Yeah.
in women's soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And the U.S., we won 3 out of 3. It was perfect.
Yeah.
We scored 5 goals, allowed 1 goal. You can't ask for much more when you're playing against that level of opponent. To only allow 1 goal across 3 games, that's good.
Yeah,
that's very good.
Done, ladies. The women have I've had high success. I've never really had anything bad, or like ever since I started following them, they've had great success. So
I should have done a little more research here, but I believe if they win this coming World Cup, which they're one of the favorites to do so, I believe that's 3 World Cups in a row.
Yeah,
I believe, which is just insane.
Yeah, they've had more success than the men for sure.
They've had more success than any other country. Like they no team does that. Like how many? Like what is that now? I think 3 World Cups in total that they've won.
Yeah,
2 in a row might make it 3 in a row. Like it's good stuff.
Let's go for it, ladies. Let's go for it. Let's get this World Cup. Let's make some noise, man. Let's make some noise, because the more entertaining they get, the more money they make. The more money their league make, so that's good. Let's keep winning. That's good. We definitely gonna watch that. But all right, so let's go move on to the Concacaf U17 Championship. What you got for me there, Coach?
So again, we talked about this one in an earlier podcast.
Yeah.
But our U17s made it to the final of Concacaf, and they played Mexico, and it wasn't pretty. 3-1.
Mexico.
3-1 loss there. 2 penalty kick goals scored for Mexico. Pedro Soma was really the only bright light for the U.S. in this game. Scored a goal in the 69th minute. And then Duran Ferri in the 89th minute gets sent off. Goalkeeper. It's a second yellow, which I believe he got one for both penalties, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
When things go bad, right? They dominated.
Yeah, Mexico's a good team too. Yeah. I don't want us to get away from that.
No, Mexico's good, but they dominated this tournament, and then to get blown out like that's disappointing.
Yeah. Again, we still gotta give Mexico its props for getting the job done. So
yeah, but a big shout out there to Cruz Medina, Kyrie Figueroa, Pedro Soma. Like those 3 boys, they balled, right? Like they were just great this tournament, and they're all in my books gonna be on the U.S. men's national team potentially in this next World Cup. So a lot of young talent here, and I'm really excited to see what goes forward.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and move on and talk about our child prodigy of the week. I'm always, I don't just say this for the show. I'm always excited to see who you got for us every week. So I'm excited to hear the name. To let you guys know, he doesn't tell me who it always is, so I find out at the same time as you guys. So I'm
Keep the mystery alive.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. And what I do is I go home and I watch their highlights. So you kind of give me something to do Sundays before I go to bed. So yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this one is a name you will all be familiar with, and not for the reasons y'all think. So Sullivan, Caven Sullivan. You'll recognize the last name as Quinn Sullivan, the Philadelphia Union player, who could be on this list himself.
Related?
18 years old, older brother.
Oh, nice.
Caven's the younger brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Quinn Sullivan could be on this list. I remember, I think it was 2 seasons ago, he was 16 years old, scores a bicycle kick in an MLS game.
Yeah.
And his manager, Jim Curtin, who we've talked about a few times on this show.
Yeah.
No reaction. He just...
supposed to
and
do
that was it, right? And you're just like, a 16-year-old, 17-year-old hits a bike, and that's your reaction. What's this kid doing in training? So
it's like that.
How is that normal?
I expected more,
right? Like what? So Quinn Sullivan could be on this list, but we're going Caven Sullivan, his 13-year-old brother.
Woo.
13. It's hard to say good things about kids that age, right?
Yeah.
But this kid's 13 years old. He's playing for his U17 club.
No
and
way.
He is playing against U19s, starting, balling out against kids that are 5, 6, 7 years older than him.
How is he in size, though?
He's not massive, but when you look at him, you don't think he's completely out of place there.
Is he always like the shortest in the field, or like?
I wouldn't say the shortest, but one of. But yeah, central midfield, he just bosses it, and like, his highlights are incredible. There'll be a good highlight reel for you to catch.
13?
13.
Bro, no, I'm saying this because I have a 13-year-old sister. I can imagine her playing against U19.
Right? Like, it's just, the kid is crazy.
That's good. So what if fitting this boys in the Sullivan household, man?
Right? Like,
we gotta find out what dad or mom, like what background, grandpa, grandma, who's doing what.
But yeah, so he's with, like his brother, he's with the Philadelphia Union. He's in their academy program. So he's not just doing this against other like just club level teams. He's doing this against MLS academies, right? MLS U19 academies, MLS U17 academies. So he's doing it against the best players in this country that are 6 years old.
And he's still shining.
And he's still balling.
And he's like 6-year age. Like, that's a kid against like adults.
It's insane. It's bigger for me than Freddie Adu. Like, it's just insane to think about.
This is what I say. This is nice. I'm gonna go home and try to. I've never seen him play.
The only highlights I've been able to see are off of his brother's Instagram. And Twitter. So look up Quinn Sullivan, and you'll be able to find some
he's
stuff.
Like promoting his. What if Philly gets him too?
They will. They have his rights. He's with their academy. They have his rights. Someone would have to pay Philly for him.
Nice.
So they own him.
So the Philly really hit gold with the Sullivan, man.
Yeah.
So
Sullivan brothers, the Aronson brothers, like.
But this is the thing about soccer, though. I love this. You don't always see this in all the sport. I mean, you're starting to see it now, but when the family's soccer oriented, everybody plays. There's that love. For sure. Like, well, my family, I have sisters. They've all tried to play, but like everybody, like I've always like families. When soccer is in the family, it's in the family. So, yeah. All right, awesome. So, anything you want to add with us there with Queen Sullivan there? I mean, Kevin Sullivan.
No.
Quinn is in my head because I know him. But cool. All right, cool. So let's move on to something.
Well, actually, I added something in. We talked about it a little earlier. I didn't put on your rundown, so I'm on. FC Dallas.
FC Dallas.
Also known for developing young players.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those players that they developed, they sold to a Portuguese club, which if I was more professional, I would have all this information up.
Right.
But essentially what happened was in 2020, peak of COVID, they sold a player.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with those sales, you don't always have to pay right away. There's a time frame.
Yeah. Sandy.
She sees a dog outside.
Yeah. Don't always have to pay the transfer right away.
Yeah, so you don't have to pay. There's a bit of a
window that you
do that bit of grace period. Well, eventually they never paid. So then Dallas took them to CAS, which is the Court of Arbitration for Soccer, which is the big governing court in sports.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was Court of Arbitration in sport, not soccer. But whenever you
said in sport.
Yeah, did I?
Yeah.
Okay, good. But whenever you hear about like Barcelona taking La Liga to court or something like that, it's always through CAS.
Yeah.
Right?
Sandy's just going off. She's like a little chihuahua too. She's probably growling out like a boxer or like a German shepherd.
She's laying down while she's doing this. She's not even like upset enough to stand up. She's just barking from the ground. Not to throw a ball at her.
I think you're wrong. But yeah, so as Coach was saying, so Dallas went ahead and sent a player, but still haven't gotten paid for the transfer.
Then CAS came in and said, "You're right," and ordered this Portuguese club to I think it's Boa Vista. Ordered them to pay by a certain deadline. That deadline has now come and gone.
Man, that's Portugal. They don't care, man.
So, and this way they were talking about trying to sell him for about $10 million.
They say vamos.
Of that sale, they would owe Dallas about $5.
Yeah. They didn't care about that.
So they need to do something. They need to litigate funds. But if they don't pay, FIFA has the right now, because it's gone through CAS, has the right to put on transfer ban.
Yes.
Won't allow them to buy more players. They could put a point deduction on them.
They're ruining a lot of things for themselves doing
also
that.
Because MLS is a selling league, and we tend to sell to leagues like Portugal.
Yes.
Because that's the next step, right? And then Portugal sells to the top.
Yeah.
Right. So we're kind of that intermediate level of selling club.
Yeah.
You're cutting out a market here.
Yes.
What MLS team is going to want to deal with you if you're not paying money, right? Like they're really getting rid of a good pipeline.
Yes, for sure. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, Portuguese, they got attitude about that, man. If they didn't want to do nothing, they don't want to do nothing. But they're not paying it. They haven't paid it.
It's crazy.
At this point, I don't see them paying it. So we're gonna have to keep up with the story, see where it ends. Is there any reasoning why, any statement that they've put out at all? I mean, I don't want you to look it up now. I want us to really keep up with this. We can even dig deep. But have you seen any statements at all from them or anything?
No. The only thing
hopefully they've put something out.
The only thing I could think of is if you spend $3-ish million on a player in COVID, you might be thinking, all right, we can pay it. And then the COVID, it really hurt teams financially. It sent a lot of teams under. So they just might not have the funds.
Think but why don't you just be upfront with a payment plan? I think they got specifically for Cass is included in it.
And I don't think I actually said this, but the player is Reggie Cannon, a U.S. international right back.
Yeah.
Great player.
He's probably getting his check, so he's good. He's just playing ball. He don't care. But all right, cool. We gotta keep up with this, see if the team is putting statements or anything that comes out of that. But to move on here and to end our show, we're gonna do some early MVP prediction. I know mine. I'm kind of jumping on the bandwagon here. Everybody's saying his name, but I want to hear who you have first. I know it's gonna be someone from your team, so probably JP or Airbear or something.
Well, last time I've seen the Sounders play this well,
yes,
or even close to this well, Nico Ladero won.
I'm just fine.
2016, 2017. Nico Ladero won the MVP race.
Yes, it's good.
And I don't see it for him this year.
This year, yeah.
But I do see someone on the Sounders winning it if we keep banging in goals like this.
Yes,
and especially the fact that we haven't conceded a goal yet.
Clean sheet.
That's big. So the fact that it's happening on both ends of the pitch tells me it probably will be a central midfielder.
Yeah.
Probably João Paulo. He was
JP,
he was a finalist a couple years ago. But number 6s, the defensive midfielders, they never win this award.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it is an offensive award in every league ever created.
But the fact that a few years ago he was a finalist, and this year we look poised to be better than ever, and he's the talisman. He's in the middle of it.
Yeah,
he's my front runner right now.
Yeah. No, for sure. I definitely can get on board with that. But as everybody, my MVP prediction has to be Thiago Almada. I just think it's a better story. Kid just came out the World Cup playing really well. Scored, last game scored some pretty good goals there. Starting to make some noise there.
Last week, man, his goals were phenomenal.
Yeah, didn't he have a free kick as well?
It was 2 goals, both in added time. The second one was a free kick.
Yeah,
he was incredible.
21-year-old man, young kid, doing this, man. We both know he's gonna transfer out, so why not just transfer out with the MVP?
The question is, when does he transfer? What if he leaves early?
I think you maybe want to see this through.
True, but you got to think about it this way. Our season doesn't line up with European seasons, right? Yeah. So does a European club want to pay what will be a record transfer fee for him? Probably well north of $20 million for a player to only come halfway through the season, or are they going to want to buy him halfway through our season, which puts him into their preseason?
Yeah, and he's probably thinking, let me go to get start my career.
So if I was him, I would leave halfway through a season, whether it's this season or next.
Yeah, and then plus also you can, if you have that mindset, you also kind of using this as preseason too, getting yourself ready, getting yourself in soccer shape.
That's a long preseason though. But he's 21, so his legs can handle it. But you've seen that a few times, especially with players coming into this league. Yeah, where they've played a full season, and then they come in and have to play another full season. Injuries happen and drop off happens. But
let's not hope that.
No, I think he'll be fine. He's 21. He's going to be a younger model than any of the others that did it, right? So we've never seen a young player do that before in this league.
It's the
I think he can pull it out. But but all right, that's my early MVP prediction. Looks like that is a wrap for the show for today. This was an amazing show. Sandy was part of it. Hey, Sandy, appreciate you being with us today. That is all of it, FP family. You can reach us at profitspod@gmail.com or Twitter, where we are at profitpods. Send us questions, send us anything you want us to talk about. Be part of the family. We do want to create a movement, and we want to talk about soccer. So the MLS, but soccer in general as well. So go ahead and reach back out to us at any time, and we'll be more than happy to answer any question. We're gonna see you guys next time. Goodbye, and on to next episode, Coach.
Stuff.
Yep.